LuxAlgo just called a $48,000 Bitcoin. Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about the massive price target that LuxAlgo has given to Bitcoin, and we're going to explain why the rally that we have witnessed over the last 24 to 48 hours is taking us one step closer to that massive goal. If you remember back to this video from March 18th of this year, you will remember that we predicted a $35,000 to $50,000 Bitcoin by the end of this year, and right now, that price prediction is coming true. In this episode, I'm going to explain to you why I believe that Bitcoin will be pushing as high as $48,314 by the end of the year. This is the climate of crypto, so without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. The last 2 years has been a remarkably eventful time period, with Bitcoin originally going through a massive bear market during the majority of 2022, and in 2023, we have entered into something that I call the pre-halving phase of the bull market. The pre-halving phase of the bull market happens every single time that Bitcoin goes through a bull market, and it's about a 1 year period of major growth, not quite bull market growth, but major growth that occurs before the halving event takes place. As you can see, the Bitcoin halving is only about 5 months and change away, scheduled for April the 18th of 2024, and because of that, over the last several months, we have seen increasingly large rallies on Bitcoin. This most recent rally on Bitcoin has resulted in a $13,000 appreciation in less than 56 days. That equates to roughly $250 billion in market capitalization in less than 2 months. And so at the stage set, allow me to explain to you why I believe that we may be seeing yet another $12,000 rally coming before year's end, or at the latest by the end of January this coming year. 48,314 is the price to beat, so how do we get there? Well, the first thing that I'd like to mention is the Fibonacci retracement from all-time high all the way down to last year's bottom at 15,500. In Fibonacci analysis, there is something called the golden pocket, and that exists between the 0.618 and 0.65 ratio. Now back up. The Fibonacci numbers are as follows: 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 89, etc. And they are calculated by adding the last two numbers in the sequence to get the next number in the sequence. Well, if you start dividing those numbers by each other, then you start getting different numbers called the Fibonacci ratios. And generally speaking, those numbers are as follows: 0.236, 0.382, 0.5, because that's 1 divided by 1, 0.618, 0.786, and then of course 1 and 0. We throw 0.65 in there because generally the area between 0.618 and 0.65 is something called the golden pocket. I'll explain what that is now. Whenever we draw Fibonacci numbers from a high to a low like this, we end up with this golden pocket that I have programmed into my Fibonacci right here. You can see that when Bitcoin retraced here in May, June, and July of 2018 from $10,000 all the way down to $5,800, we bounced and rallied right into the golden pocket. And this happens time and time again in technical analysis. It happened here on this bounce, for example, where Bitcoin retraced from 8,500 all the way down to 5,900. We bounced exactly to the golden pocket between 61.8 and 65%. Similarly, over here in 2019, from June all the way through the beginning of 2020, we had a major correction from 14,000 down to 6,400. And when Bitcoin bounced, it would bounce, you guessed it, right into the middle of the golden pocket. As you can see, Bitcoin has a very strong track record. In fact, just about every market has a very strong track record of bouncing into the golden pocket first, and then eventually going back to recapture the highs that you drew Fibonacci from in the first place. But it first stops at that Fibonacci golden pocket. And take note of what I said. The market starts by going to the golden pocket, and then it will break through that, breaking through Fibonacci numbers and going higher. The Fibonacci golden pocket, as drawn from all-time high to local bottom, is sitting between $39,100 and $41,000. That is the level of resistance that I've been predicting for the last 3 weeks we're going to hit before the end of the year. This recent rally over the last 24 to 48 hours has basically sent us to that level. We're not quite at 39 yet, but we are eerily close. It is highly likely that within just the next couple of weeks, frankly, probably within just the next several days, we will be trading around $39,000 to $41,000. And the reason for that is major levels and zones of resistance have a sort of magnetism to them. It's almost like they're an electromagnet hovering over a ferrous metal. And whenever you turn that magnet on, or in this case, you get too close to it, it just sucks you straight to it. It's very likely because of that almost magnetic effect of certain support and resistance levels that we're going to see Bitcoin get sucked up to 39 to 41K relatively soon, especially considering all the hype around the recently announced Ethereum trust that BlackRock just filed for earlier on today. With that in mind, if Bitcoin does get sucked to $39,000 to $41,000, then we have to start continuing with the next Fibonacci number, which is 0.786, and you guessed it, that's sitting at $50,000. Now, a couple of things about $50,000. Number one, it's a big even. What's a big even, you might ask? Well, it's an attractive number, much more attractive number in people's minds than $28,734.19, right? Nobody cares about that number. Nobody's ever heard of that number. It's hard to remember. I don't want to call it ugly, but it's kind of ugly. 50,000 is this one big crisp number, and it is a level of resistance that just so happens to line up with a Fibonacci number, and it just so happens to be within spitting distance of that weekly chart Lux Algo price target sitting here at exactly $48,314. So how does Bitcoin get to 48,314, which Lux Algo is predicting? And by the way, Lux Algo's track record is just about perfect on stuff like this. Like, watch my other videos on Lux Algo. It's got like a 90% hit rate on the weekly chart. Might even be 100%, actually. The way that we get there is by first getting electromagnetically attracted to $39,000 to $41,000, setting that as a floor over the course of maybe a month to a month and a half of trading, and then towards Christmas time, maybe on into January, you see quite a lot of exuberance come in because of maybe some news about the BlackRock ETF. Maybe this Ethereum news ends up shooting us to the upside. Maybe the altcoins take a little bit of the exuberance back for the back half of November. Then after they are done, Bitcoin takes the reins back and it rallies up to $48,000. And you can see very clearly how we could be at $48,314 within just the next 60 days. The last 60 days, we've rallied $13,000. It is highly possible that that same thing will happen in the next 60 days. And even if it doesn't, within at least the next 5 months. At this point, pre-halving, I think Bitcoin will be trading in the mid-40s and maybe even higher. But let me just quickly run through a few of the other technical reasons why I believe that a major rally is occurring, because there's quite a lot of evidence for that. Importantly, out on the weekly chart, we do have a confirmed bullish cross on MACD that happened 3 weeks ago, which, by the way, was the exact same time that we had the buy signal come in. We've been in a new era of Bitcoin bullishness for the last 3 weeks, and MACD confirms that. The last time that we had a bullish MACD cross was back here in August of 2022. It took a while for that to really kick into full swing, but you can see that that bullish MACD cross actually gave us about 5 months heads up that a major rally was coming. Also looking at RSI on the weekly chart for Bitcoin, over the last couple of weeks, we have rallied so far above the 14 interval moving average, insisting that we are in bullish and even more increasing bullish territory. And the fact that RSI on the weekly chart of all charts is sitting up at 74 indicates that the bulls are in one of the strongest positions that they have been since the previous bull market. The last time RSI on Bitcoin's weekly chart has been above 70 was March of 2021. It was a very long time ago, and we were in the middle of the first run of the previous bull market. Not even the second run of the previous bull market sent us as high on RSI as we are right now. Furthermore, we are far above the 20 weekly exponential moving average, which just a quick look at the chart will show you tends to be a baseline of support for Bitcoin bull markets. Here in 2020, we saw massive tests on the 20 EMA. Back here in 2016 and 17, it was essentially the defining uptrending moving average that defined the bull market. In the bear market in 2018, it was our critical level of resistance. And here at the beginning of the bull market on April 1st, 2019, it was the level we broke through to initiate the rally of about 350%. Similarly, the same thing happened in January of this year. When we broke through the 20 weekly exponential moving average was when we began the first 4 to 5 months of this year's of bullishness, and we have broken through it again in a meteoric way about 3 weeks ago. All of this indicates that the climate of crypto is shifting to being ever more bullish, and it's for these reasons and many more that I don't have time to talk about all in one video, or else we'd be here for a few hours, that I believe that Bitcoin is going to at least $39,000 to $41,000 by the end of the year. And frankly, I think we're probably going to $48,314 as Lux Algo is predicting on the high end of its take profit by the end of December, at the latest end of January 2024. A bull market is here, folks, and I want you guys to take advantage of it. And one of the ways that you can do that is by signing up for Lux Algo, which you have seen me talk about at length here in this video. If you've not already signed up for Lux Algo, if you're not already reaping the benefits of its incredibly powerful technical indicator packages, then you need to make sure you sign up right now with the link in the description box down below. I've been using Lux Algo every day for almost 3 years, and it almost always predicts the market correctly. No indicator is going to have a 100% perfect track record, but there are some charts where Lux Algo does, and that speaks volumes. If you want to know where the market is going next, there's no better way to do it than by subscribing to the Crypto Jebb YouTube channel so you can see more content like this, and by getting Lux Algo so that you can be up to date on where the market's going next by the leader in the technical analysis game. Sign up using coupon code JEBB30, JEBB30, with the link in the description box down below, and you will be able to save yourself a ton of money. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that post notification bell. But before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.